Hello everyone. I hope you guys had a great weekend. So in this video, we will be covering the topic of RSI and its basics of and the basics of Andrew Cardwell's way of using RSI. Overall RSI in whole will take its own playlist for me to cover the whole subject from basics to the advanced. Basics will be starting from the playlist will be like this. The basics will start from range rules, range shift to divergences, and then we will head forward to RSI channeling and segmentation. Okay? Before starting with the subject, let's first briefly learn about the history of RSI and why I find it as and why I find RSI as one of my most favorite indicator to use. So you see, guys, the relative strength index was developed by J. Wells Wilder, sir, in 1978. It is a momentum oscillator that measures the speed and change of price movements. Okay, but I'll show you an example of how RSI indicator looks like. Okay, this is how RSI indicator looks like. It is a momentum oscillator that measures the speed and change of price movements, and the RSI oscillates between 100 and 0 regions, between 0 to 100 regions. The study, which was created by Welch Wilder, sir, using RSI, in my opinion, can be termed as very vague in nature. And the rules and the study he created was really vague and really not. I don't think so. I will explain you in further video what I meant by this statement. Although for the sake of understanding, we will I'll cover the study what Wells Wilder sir made at that time. Okay? Conventionally, RSI was used like this. It was an what was the old myth? In my opinion, the conventional use of RSI. I'll show you. Conventionally, RSI was used like this when momentum of RSI was was at 70 zones. It was termed as overbought region. Okay. That means you should sell at these zones. You should sell your positions, or you should be short selling the positions. And when RSI line was at 30 zones, it was termed as oversold. That means you should be buying at these zones. You should be going long at these zones. RSI nowadays too is used in this manner. It is used mostly for taking divergences into account, taking for counter trend trading. I have seen most of people who don't know the way of using uh, Andrew Cardwell's way of using RSI. They are majorly using the RSI only for tracking divergences or for counter trend trading, which in my opinion is a very wrong way. I should say, I won't be saying that uh, I in, after the point I started learning Andrew Cardwell's way of using RSI, I I I am pretty sure that it's a very wrong way in my opinion, guys. Huh? I totally agree. If you find that fine, if the divergences are useful for you, counter trend trading using RSI is useful to you, then sure, you can go ahead. But for me, it's wrong, and because I am Andrew Cardwell's source, uh, I have watched Andrew Cardwell's videos. That's why I don't believe in counter trend trading using RSI for counter trend trading. After all, guys, know this. After all, RSI is an indicator, and indicators are always lagging in nature. The most are always lagging in nature. That's why देखो RSI कितना भी कर लो, RSI will be calculated on the basis of price. It has to follow the trend which the price is currently at. If the price is in a lower high, lower low, RSI should also show a bullish zone. RSI for plotting RSI for counter trend trading is really vague, because how come an indicator will show you signals that are leading in nature before even the price or volumes is showing you? I usually rely on price and volumes for my trade. I myself am a hardcore RSI user. I don't consider myself as a RSI trader. I am consider myself as a hardcore RSI user, because I don't take RSI for entries or exits, or even for setting stop loss, or for position sizing. For all that, all those, for trade category, I use price and volume. I use strictly price and volumes. But I found RSI as a very strong confidence with my setup. That's why I am addicted to RSI, you can say. The most advanced and refined way in my opinion, which I find is logical and correct way to use, is for trend trading and not for counter trend trading. Wells Wilder's way was very conventional, vague, and had many setbacks, which was then overcome by our beloved Andrew Cardwell's RSI theory. Most hardcore RSI traders know the contribution that has been made by Andrew Cardwell Sir's way, and in my opinion, is a very effective way which overcomes the setbacks of Wells Wilder's way of using RSI. Andrew Cardwell Sir has came up with a way of using RSI, which shows us that RSI has inherent characteristics that will help identifying trend following signals and not counter trend signals, which which is a way more effective use of RSI, in my opinion. Okay? I'm emphasizing on the point in my opinion, because in markets I can be wrong too. Guys, just know this: markets always, it's the efficient market hypothesis, guys. Always markets are right. Although if market gets wrong, markets are only right. We have to follow the markets. Markets are got to us. That's why I am emphasizing on the point that it's in my opinion, and I have created this opinion after lots of back testing and studying, and after my experience with using the RSI. And thanks to Andrew Carvel sir, that we, the RSI users, now have a great foundation of using RSI in a very unique and a logical way. Although guys, soon in later sessions, later part of the RSI playlist which I am making, you will soon realize that there is a bit climax, there is a bit uh, dal mein kala thing to the study of Andrew Cardwell as well. We will cover that topic later. To the study, when we will start studying the concepts of RSI segmentation and channeling. Now let me not waste your time. Now, without further wasting any more time, guys, let's cut out cut cut to the chase, and let's start the basics of Andrew Cardwell way of using RSI. Okay. First, we will be studying the most basic topic, which is RSI range rules. Conventionally, we saw that 70 was a overbought region, 30 was a oversold region. We have to short sell here, we have to go long here. But now we will be seeing RSI range rules in a way which is very extraordinary and which works greatly, in my opinion. RSI, guys, know this. You have to concentrate it here. RSI range rules is the most basic foundation of RSI. This is the base structure. This is the base structure which gives us further continuance to our RSI study. Okay? Even to RSI channeling and segmentation, which I'll be covering in later part. RSI made the Andrew Cardwell sir made the observation in the study that RSI moves in two zones. Okay, I'll explain why 60 and 40 are important zones in my opinion. Although Andrew Cardwell sir hasn't put a strict rule that 60 and 40 zones should be considered. He didn't even consider any zones as such when I started studying his way of using RSI. Uh, then too, I'll be explaining why 60 and 40 zones and 50 zones are very important. Okay. Let's go to the range rules first. Uh, Andrew Caldwell sir made the observation. Andrew Caldwell sir made the observation in his study that RSI moves in two zones, that is bullish zone and a bearish zone. Bearish zone. Okay? When the price is in a price, let me. I don't have a price right now. When the price is in a lower high lowest low structure of uptrend, I am just showing you the example of RSI here. I've just drawn the example. I've just drawn the diagram of RSI. I have. You just imagine what the price would be doing when the price is in a higher high higher low structure. Sorry, I guess I said lower low low. When the price is in a higher high higher low structure of uptrend, RSI tends to move in the bullish range of 80-40, where 40 acts as a great support for this zone. 40 acts as a great support. When the price is in a downtrend moving in a trend of lower high lower low structure, at that time RSI tends to move in the bearish range of 60-20, in the range of 60-20, where 60 acts as a great resistance. Guys, remember this. Remember where we got our equilibrium. Why I put in this one, why I put 60 as a red mark region and 40 as a green mark region. Now you guys can see clearly that 40 in bullish range is acting as a great support, and 60 in bearish range is acting as a great resistance, where 50 our blue zone is acting as a good equilibrium point. I hope you guys do make note of that. Just make sure you make notes of this, or you guys can even take screenshots of these slides so that you can refer to it in future too. Just have an habit of making notes so that you can learn everything easily, because these are just basics. Basics are very easy, but when we will be further going to advanced topics like segmentation and channeling and divergences, reversals, those will not be really that easy. Okay? Just make sure to make notes. Just keep a handy note, and you will learn many things. In bullish range, let me continue. In bullish range, 40 acts as a great support, as I said before. And in bearish range is nothing but when the price is in a downtrend. Bullish range is nothing but when the price is in a uptrend. In bearish range, 60 acts as a great resistance, and bullish range, 40 acts as a great support. थोड़ा सा climax I'll say. Also for leeway and buffers, we can consider at the 60 resistance zone or 40 support zone, a zone of 60 to 60.6, a zone of 60 to 66.6, something here, 60 to 66.6, somewhat here where I am moving my cursor right now. 60 to 66.6 levels can be considered as a good resistance region for RSI, or as a zone in particular, and a zone of 33.3, it can be here, somewhat here, 33.3 to 40 levels can be considered as a good support region for RSI. Now you guys will have a very uh, you guys will question me why 66.6 and 33.3. This I will prefer that this is your homework, or I leave it for you for your own self study. I'll just give you the clue behind it too. That a clue for all this is that it has everything to do with the way RSI formula is constructed, and the RSI uses that formula to move in such a way that RSI finds 60 to 66.6 and 40 to 33.3 regions as important trade points, as important zones. And also remember, guys, I haven't taken this into consideration. Although remember this, in RSI world, in the world of RSI, 50 is a neutral zone. 50 is a neutral range. 50 is a neutral region where RSI gets super slow, and at 50 region and at 50 region, and then we can further decide its path on the basis of prices. Okay. Now let me cover the next topic. Uh, I hope you guys made the notes that in bullish range, when the price is moving in a higher low structure, RSI tends to move in 80-40 region. In bearish range, when price, let me emphasize it, when price is moving in a lower low structure, RSI computes itself using its formula and tends to move in the zone of 60 to 20 region. RSI is not a leading indicator at all. I am a hardcore RSI user, guys. Remember, dil se I like RSI. Dil chata hai wala dil se RSI, I like that. I like RSI. Still, I am saying that RSI is not a leading indicator. You guys can, you guys will, some RSI some RSI lovers will really deny with this fact, or even counter me, will start debating with me. I seriously pity them. I'll say, just guys, ठीक you can use, if you want, if for you if it's a uh, for you if it's a क्या बोलते हैं, if it's a leading indicator, then so be it. But for me it's a lagging indicator. I'm not even saying it's a leading lagging indicator. I'm saying it's a lagging indicator. The indicator is lagging. The signals that we are pretending, that we are predicting, that we are forecasting can be leading. I do agree, can be leading. The signals that we are making using the probabilities of RSI or price action can be leading, but RSI is lagging because the inherent formula of the RSI includes that it has to derive its price from closing price. It has to derive its value. It has to derive its calculation from closing price, guys. Just go and look at the formula. It has to take price into consideration. RSI ka whole body revolves around closing price. Okay, I hope you guys understand this. Now let me head on further to the topic. Let me just recap the RSI range rules with cumulative RSI range rules. This is the cumulative. Uh, this is what it will look like in RSI. When the price is in a higher high, higher low structure, RSI will move in the region of 80 to 40. There is some other catch. I'll show you. This is not. This is just textbook example that Andrew Caldwell sir taught us, but I have just made a further continuance to the topic using the super range. I'll just recap this topic. 80-40 acts as a bullish range. 60-20 acts as a bearish range. In here, price is moving at a higher high, higher low structure. That's why RSI is in this region. In here, price is moving at a lower high, lower low structure. That's why RSI in this region is in this region. Okay. Let me cover RSI. This is a textbook example. This is what RSI actually looks like. It's like both खिचड़ी है. ठीक है. Now I'll show you why super range. Why super range, in my opinion, are more practical. This is more of a textbook example. This doesn't this often doesn't happen. Even I know Andrew Caldwell sir has covered this in his teachings, but he has. I have just made a further observation, and I've just made this one extra topic. This wasn't taught by Andrew Caldwell sir. I've just made this. I've just named it as super range. This is my namkaran I've given. Okay, this is not what Andrew Caldwell sir has taught us. When the trend of price is very trendy in nature, is very trendy in nature, is very strong in nature at those times, and usually when trends are there, it lasts long. Usually when the bullish trends are there, it lasts very long. Okay. Usually that usually you will see that RSI tends to move in the super bullish range or the super bearish range. Okay, super bullish range is a range from 80 to 50. 50, remember the neutral zone, 50. Super bullish range is from 80 to 50, or sometimes at the extremes of it, it also goes till 85, or ज़्यादा extreme हो गया तो it also goes till 90. Super bullish range is that when price is moving in a very trending structure of higher high, higher low, and it even goes at the extremes of 85. Usually you will see that 60 also acts as a strong support, more more than even stronger more than even 50 region. Even 60-65 region will act as a great support. I have usually seen, this is my own observation. 50 region will act as a great support, and 50 levels, actually guys, 50, don't underestimate the 50 levels. 50 levels won't stop to amuse you, that it acts as a great region in both the category of, because it is in neutral zone. Okay, same in the reverse, it's the super bearish range, same reverse. When price moves in a super trending nature of downtrend of lower high lower low structure, you will see that RSI moves between the range of 50-20, or even to the extremes, or even sometimes to the extremes of 15 region, where 15, huh? Even sometimes it's very strong bearish, very, very strong sellers are present in there. You'll see that it is even going to 15, or I've seen this very rarely, but it even goes till 10, RSI 10 regions, but it is very rare. I have seen it very rarely. Okay? And 40 also acts as a great resistance at those time. 40 also acts as a great resistance. Even 50, the neutral zone, acts as a great uh, resistance in such super trending structure. So this is the super bullish and super range, which I this is more often what I have seen in the trending, more strong trending structures. And in fact, while using RSI, while finding confluencing signals using RSI, you will often find that these regions occur more when the price is moving in a trending structure. I am more of a swing. I am actually a swing trader, and I'm not full time into markets. I can't dedicate myself in full time into markets. That's why I use RSI, or I should say I use the whole technical analysis thing for using daily charts only. That's why मेरे पास option बचता नहीं. I have to go long in, and actually I have a uh, you can say I have an inherent nature. I have means I have more I have my more weightage towards bull side than to the bear side. So that's why you will often see that I make these observations, RSI bullish observations, more often. I'll make these observations very easily. I'll not be making these observations, this teachings, this learning, bearish learnings, not that easily. Still, I'll try my best to teach you guys the theory behind that, and I also cover the practicals behind that. Now, so this is the super bullish range. RSI will move between 80-50 region, where 50 acts as a great support, and even you will see that 60 is also acting as a great support. I have also seen that 66.6, 66.6, 65 regions are also acting as a great support, and RSI also goes till the extremes when the sorry when the price is going in extremely bullish zone. You can also see that RSI is moving till 85-90 regions. The occurrence of 90 regions is very rare. It's all of that has to be has to do with the way the formula is constructed. I have just given you that for homework. Just learn how the RSI formula works. I have learned how the RSI formula works. That's why I know how these things happen, why RSI moves only between 0 to 100. You will also see that rarely RSI goes till 90, 95, no, not 95, sorry, 85 regions. You will see that. And in super bearish range, you will be encountering things like RSI is moving between 50-20 regions, where 50 is acting as a great resistance, and even you will see that 40 is also acting as a great resistance. 40, 35, 33.3 regions are also acting as a great zone for resistance. And you will also rarely see that it will also go to 15 regions. This was my recap. Okay? Just one sec. Let me have a water break. Sorry, guys, if you heard that slurping in the voice. I really, please just don't mind. Normally, one thing I can't help. If you just heard that slurping, please. Now let's head forward to the topic of range shifts. Now we learned the basics of the basic structure of RSI range rules. Just guys, just make sure to go back to this video, to these slides. If you didn't understand what range rules are, just feel free to text me if you didn't understand what basics I have taught. Okay? Just feel free. So now let's head forward to the topic of range shifts. Many RSI users often rely on strong signals of range shifts. Just believe me, many RSI, even me, we do rely on these strong signals that are given by range shifts. Although you will see that I look at the signals given by the RSI in a very in only for confluences, and not for taking trades, not for taking trade points like entry, exits, or SL, or even positions, or nothing, nothing. I don't use RSI for that. Okay. Range shifts occurs when the price moves from either uptrend to downtrend, from bullish to bearish, or either from downtrend bearish to uptrend bullish. Let's see what sort of trend shifting structure we can expect on RSI as well. Let's first study the bullish to bearish range shift. In this range shift, when RSI was in a bullish region of 80-40 territory, you will see that when price, let me emphasize this point, when price starts moving in lower high, lower low structure, when initially it was in higher high, higher low structure, when price starts moving in lower high, lower low structure, the 40 support, the 40 support of RSI will break, which believe me or not is a very strong signal in RSI world. And then RSI will shift from 80-40 regions when price obviously has a long term lower high, lower low momentum. You will see that RSI shifts from 80-40 region. When this barrier breaks, RSI shifts from 80-40 region to 60-20 region, where 60 will start acting as a great resistance, because uh, RSI has now entered the bullish territory. Sorry, I'm extremely sorry. RSI has entered the bearish territory. Okay. Now bearish to bullish range. This is same as bullish to bearish, just ulta. Okay. Here you will see that when price was in lower high, lower low structure, when price, let me emphasize, let me highlight that again. When price was in lower high, lower low downtrend structure, RSI was in a region of 60-20 region where 60 was acting as a great resistance. And when RSI shifts to uptrend, the 60 region breaks. The 60 region breaks. And when the price is moving in a uptrending structure, in a structure of when the price shifts from being in a structure of lower high lower low to higher low to uptrend structure, RSI will start moving in its bullish region of 80 to 40. This is just remember, this is a textbook example. You won't see such beautiful curves in such beautiful symmetrical curves in RSI. You will encounter something like this. Even this is a very textbookish structure. This also is not necessarily a necessary thing. RSI will move in a very complex way. Although, for sake of understanding, for sake of theory, I'll be covering what is range shift. Okay? And let me recap. When RSI, when price shifts from being in uptrend to downtrend, RSI starts shifting. RSI breaks the 40 support region, 40 barrier region, and and shifts from 80-40 region to 60-20 region, where 60 starts acting as a great resistance. For RSI, 60 acts as a great resistance. I won't say that for price, 60 RSI acts as a great resistance. Price can go anywhere. Price and volumes can do anything. I am just emphasizing the fact that for RSI, 60-20 will act as a great resistance. 60 will act as a great resistance. In bearish to bullish, initially price was in lower high, lower low structure, and price shifted to higher high, higher low structure. And what we will be seeing, what we can expect, or what we will be seeing in the RSI, that 60 resistance breaks, the barrier of 60 breaks. And when initially the RSI was in 620 region, and the 60 breaks, RSI shifts to 80-40 region. Okay, RSI shifts to 80-40 region. RSI shifts to 80-40 region, where 40 starts acting as a great support. Okay, let me just show you a cumulative example of RSI range and range shifts. You can see that in this first first box I've just plotted, RSI was in a zone of 80-40. How beautifully you can see that I've taken 60 as when I was just drawing this structure. Actually, 60 acts as a great support in bullish range. 50 also starts 50, the neutral zone, also starts acting as a great support. 40 is obviously a very sorry 40 is obviously a very strong support region. And I guess the uptrend structure shifted to lower high, lower low structure, and RSI also started seeing a downward momentum. RSI broke this 40 regions and started moving, started traveling in 60-20 region, where you can see that how beautifully true that 40 is acting as a great resistance. Even the neutral zone like 50 is acting as a great resistance. 60, which is a very strong resistance zone, you can see 60 is also acting as a great resistance. Sorry, where's my question? Okay, 50 is acting as a great resistance. 40 now, the price continues its long trend, long term structure of higher high, higher low. So that's why price moves from lower, being in lower high, lower low, to again in higher high, higher low. That's why you will see that RSI breaks the 60 region, and now you can see that RSI right now is in a structure of bullish region. Okay, let me just show you some examples of charts. Okay, you can see that RSI price was in a lower low structure. You can see here, see it here. Price is in a lower high. Just concentrate where my cursor is moving. I know I haven't placed that highlight portion in my cursor. I don't really have a very great I don't rely on any editing software. I just use Zoom for recording my videos. That's why I'm not techie with everything. That's why. Just look, I know my cursor is very in video cursor would be looking very small. Just make sure to look at the cursor, because whenever I'm teaching, whenever I'm just showing you guys something, the movement of cursor is very important. Looking at the moving of cursor is very important. Now, sorry, now you will see that price was in a, this is the okay, this is the daily chart of something, I don't know, oil or something. I guess this is an example of US markets charts. Sorry, RS price was in moving in a structure of lower and lower low. That's why RSI was in a range of 60-20. Okay, then RSI now, this is a very good region of squeeze. This is called RSI squeeze. That's a higher study. That's an advanced study I'll be covering in further topics. Now RSI shifts, RSI breaks the 60 region, and now when it breaks, it's uh, how it breaks, why it breaks. Why the RSI breaks the 60 region? Because the RS price starts price starts accumulating here. Price somewhat is starting accumulating. I guess institution players are entering. I don't know what is happening, because I can't see any volumes in here. Here, price starts moving in a lower sorry higher high, higher low structure. Price starts moving in uptrend structure, uptrending structure. This was a kind of good accumulation region, and price starts moving in a higher high, higher low structure. 60, you can see that here also 60 acts as a great support. This almost 60ish, almost 60ish region. This could be sorry, this could be a 56 region. I can say 56, 54 region, almost 60s. Let's just round figure it out. And 60 60 region, how 60 acts as a great support, and it's moving right now. RSI is moving in right now. RSI shifted to bullish region. When RSI was previously in a bearish region of 60-20, RSI right now is in a bullish region of 80-40, where 40 is acting as a great support. Okay. Here they have took 33.3. This particular I don't know where this support. They don't have these zones. I just plot zones. I plot zones on the orange portion. This orange portion is 60 region. This green portion is 40 region. Blue is the area between 60 and 40. Okay. Now you will see that price was in a lower high, lower low structure. Here the market crash of COVID-19 happened. uh, Price was actually sorry, RSI was actually in a super, I should say super saiyan bullish super saiyan bullish region. Dragon Ball Z, sorry, that's just trying to call it Dragon Ball Z. Super bullish, where 60 is acting, you can see that 60 is acting as a great support. Now COVID-19 crash happens. You will see that uh, RSI shifted to 60-20 region, where you won't even see that RSI is not even going to 60 regions. See, I can show you an example of RSI moving at 15 or 10 region. I can't see any number here. So RSI was moving right now. RSI is moving in a this is a crash region, huh, guys. Just remember, this is a crash region. RSI is moving right now in a uh, region of bearish territory. Now RSI shifts to 60 zone. RSI shifts to 60 zone. Sorry, RSI shifts to bullish zone, bullish territory, while breaking 60 zone. I guess somewhat here the 60 zone was broke. This gap also, this gap with huge volume was the reason why RSI broke the 60 zone. That means buyers have entered very careful. Okay? Buyers have entered right now. Yeah. You can even see that volume profile of higher volume node. Just refer to my volume profile video if you haven't, if you don't know what volume profile is. Price breaks the high volume node region and price moves up. You can see that RSI is moving in a super bullish region. You can see again there is no 80-40 region, guys. See here, there's no 80-40 region. Price is not even going to 40 zones. That means it is, and practically you will see that these things often occur a lot. Price price even when price starts moving to 40 zones, you will start you will be scared then. But I don't actually get scared, because I rely mostly on price and volume structure only. Okay? Price is as you can see, price, sorry, RSI is moving in a zone of bullish region of 80-50 region, super bullish region, where you can see that many such great examples are there, where 60 is acting as a great support, 60 is acting as a great support, 50 is acting as a great support. Even look at this, 55 zones are acting as a great support. This can be somewhat like this can be somewhat like 65 regions as acting as a great support. Now price takes a good deep recently. This was somewhat in November. Okay? Price takes a good dip. RSI shifts to bearish territory. But now let me just show you how we can look at the emotions here. Okay? How we can we can study the RSI too. Although price shifts, there are two such things. You are seeing that there is a stage formation. Even price is not even breaking the 1800 region. Again and again price is coming at 1800 regions. It is in Reliance, price is coming at 1800 regions. It is unable to break the 1800 regions. That means buyers are strongly present in there. Also in RSI, we can see the momentum that although RSI moved in a bearish territory of 60-40 region, you can see that after breaking the 40 zone, after breaking this 40 zone, RSI came back in the neutral zone. This is the neutral zone, 60-40 region. RSI is right now here in somewhat in neutral zone. This is a stage structure. This is called a stage structure, where you will see that 40 is acting as a great support. 40, almost 40-ish regions, or you can also say 35, 40-ish regions, where I was emphasizing that 33.3 is acts as a great region. Okay? For RS in the world of RSI, where you can see that price is not moving below 1800, where that means buyers are strongly present in here. There is a stage formation. This is stage 4. Where you can so I'll be covering the topic of stage in later topic. Sorry, मैं अटक गया थोड़ा. So, okay. And you can see that 40 acts as a 40-35 region, acts at as a great support region. Although it is right now in uh, a region of bearish territory, still you can see the emotion behind the RSI, that it is not going below 35-40 regions. That means still Reliance is bullish. Still Reliance can be considered bullish. And initial signal, we can see that price is unable to move below 1800. This actually was a great region for taking buy in dips actually. And Reliance is one of my favorite investments too. So this was a great region of buy in dips. Okay. So guys, this was the whole subject. Just guys, I hope you guys did notice in the whole session how I always emphasized in the on the point that when price moves, the RSI moves like that. When price moves, when price, sorry, where is my cursor? When price moves, RSI moves. Always know this. Always know this, guys. I, being a hardcore RSI user myself, I have to sleep with the fact that RSI is a lagging indicator. Why? Because it's an indicator, guys. I've explained you before too, but still I want to emphasize this fact that RSI is an indicator. It derives itself from the closing price, guys. Its whole derivation is from the its whole calculation is done from the closing price. That means price and volumes are the only thing in RSI. Sorry, in stock exchange, in charts that are leading in nature. Yeah, when you are punching your order through your broker, uh, when you are punching your order in the exchange, you're not punching it like this. RSI is in this zone. RSI is in this zone by at 60 RSI. You won't be saying that, right? You will be saying just give me 5 shares of Reliance at 2085. I want to punch an order of buy order of 2085 rupees of 5 shares of Reliance. You won't be so that means 5 shares is the volume, guys. And although volume ka calculation is bit different, not like it's not like that. It's a cumulative volume of both buyers and sellers. Okay? But that means you're punching only your only your positions, that is price and quantity. Okay? You are not punching your order using the RSI. Okay? If your broker provides you that, guys, just जस्ट आई मुझे पैर छूना पड़ेगा वो ब्रोकर का यार. कोई ब्रोकर है ऐसा जो करके देता है? आई जस्ट गो टू दैट ब्रोकर. मैं तो वो ब्रोकर के पास ही रहूंगा पूरे टाइम. कभी वो ब्रोकर को नहीं छोड़ूंगा. I'll just give him lakhs of rupees for brokerage charges. Because if RSI is the point which can be used for taking entries for punching the orders in stock exchanges, that guys, I don't know. Okay? So remember, I have to sleep with the fact that RSI is a lagging indicator. Why? Because it's an indicator. When price moves, RSI calculates itself. When price moves, RSI calculates itself and moves itself where and RSI moves itself, okay, and where it should be there, okay. And to be honest, this applies to every indicator. Many people on YouTube platform or many teachers have or that they try to say that the indicator which they are using are leading in nature. They are even making new names like leading lagging. How come, yaar? The formula of your indicator is taking the derivation is deriving from price. Or if it's on based on the volume, then if it is deriving from volume. So guys, we have now come to our end of this session. I would only like to add up some points that I really apologize if my viewers don't find any consistency in my videos, because guys, try to understand me that I am not at all aiming to be a full-time YouTuber, because I have I have I have received many messages on my Telegram that you're not putting videos, and not many. 2 3 people have asked me why I'm not. I don't have a great fan following. I won't say many. I have seen 2 3 people asking me why you're not putting. Why are you not uploading video? Yes, this is just a side hobby for me. I am not looking forward to looking forward for YouTube to be my full-time career. Then too, I'll try my best to come up with videos as and when time permits me. As such, I do have some case understand. I do have some personal priorities in my place, and I'm not a full-time trader as well. Just understand, I'm not a full-time trader. If you want, I can classify myself as a full-time investor, because investment is like एक time डाल दिया खत्म उसको भूल जाओ अभी. That's the thing. ठीक है. And I am not even looking forward to being a full-time YouTuber or full-time trader. uh, I sorry, just I know I would be bragging this, but I feel that my career is really great. Whatever I'm doing right now is really great, and stock markets gives me a luxury of having some extra money in my pockets. Extra money आ रहा है तो अच्छी बात है ना. Although ठीक है. all and remember guys, I'll try my best to complete the RSI playlist within this 2 to 3 months. Then too, I'll give my priorities to my personal things first. Okay, to my personal business first, to my career first. Okay, and then I'll try my best to give the priorities to for the YouTube or even stock market. Stock market, so as and when possible, I look at charts. I do that when I'm sleeping. When I'm about to sleep, I look at charts. I do that everything. Okay? Can you try to understand me that? Can you try to understand me, guys? And don't think of it like this, that I'm disrespecting stock markets or my viewers. It is not anything like that. Believe me, I love stock markets, and I know this. If you have passion for anything, don't make it your career. This is my motto. Okay? If you have love for something, just keep it. That is my motto. That is how I guide my life. That is how my rules of life are. Every other individual can have different rules of their own life, but I know this. When I love something, that is hobby. That is hobby or passion. And I myself love stock markets, and you guys and my viewers too, because I have seen many positive reply from people that I am that I am trying to contribute something good. Okay? So in further videos, I'll just quickly give you a glance through it. So next videos, so in further videos, I'll be covering the topic of divergence, and after completing the basics of Andrew Cardwell's way of this is where the Andrew Cardwell's way of using RSI completes. RSI, Andrew Cardwell's way of RSI. I'll head forward to teaching RSI channels and segmentation. Okay, RSI channels and segmentation. Kindly guys, kindly watch these basic videos first. Basic videos of range rules, range shift, which I covered today, which I'll be covering in my next session of uh, divergences. Kindly watch these videos multiple times, because directly heading forward to such advanced topics, guys, really it can be fatal, because I won't say fatal, because you won't understand a thing. You won't understand if you can't understand anything, guys. These are really hard. Believe me, these are really hard, because हम जितना और आगे जा रहे हैं और थोड़ा हार्ड होते जा रहा है. ठीक है. So guys, I hope you find this session very useful, and thank you very much for listening.